season starts 1
This
week.
meeting is being recorded.
This meeting, they say this meeting is being recorded and just started. Okay. Now I'm still getting schedules in. Now there's a game, like I say, just to give you an indication, say private school, 2 of them I got on Sunday, and they had games for tomorrow. Right? You were assigned a scrimmage, and you were assigned a scrimmage, especially with the private schools, because the private schools doesn't require you got to be registered for the NCHSA. So everybody's, I'm gonna give you game. I'm gonna give you games as you meet the requirements. All right. Everybody understand that? I mean, that's only the fair way to do it for me. Is that some people, like I say, still have basketball ongoing. The basketball state playoff starts tomorrow. The games are Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We had a big day of scrimmages on this past Saturday. Just like anything else, there was changes. Eastern Alamance, defending 3A state champion, was scheduled to come over and play against Grays Creek. So was Triton. They went from a 3 team, like what we had foods coming in at 9:30, 11:30, and 1:30. The only game they really played as inner squad. They did inner squad scrimmage. But those guys did a great job of adjusting. Because I brought them over to Cape Fear and gave some people the choice of either going to coming to Cape Fear or going to West Blake, where we had 2 scrimmages at, well, 3 scheduled. Again, a lot of good umpiring, a lot of good mentoring of the people right there. Okay. And some of those that are doing baseball and softball. We're going to get into that. I mean, because it's going to be an effort that's going to be really needed to get this done. I mean, right now, I'm going to show you the screen. I'm going to share it in a few seconds here on what we look at as far as the Dragonfly. All can send some emails out to the regional supervisors today as it pertains to eligibility. And they updated all the eligibility, or they do it on Mondays and Thursdays. You taking the NFHS exam, and you did the state rules clinic. Now, if you went to a scrimmage, I updated everybody for a scrimmage the other day. Some of you all have done everything right now. When I went in and updated your scrimmages, I'll show you the screen here. It'll go from, what happens is, on the Dragonfly, your name is in red, and then once you meet all the criteria, name comes up and you'll be in black. I went in there, just for instance, for Alfred Davis, Stephon Graham, as I put their scrimmage in, the name already returned. That means they've done everything. All the time, I went back in there. What I'm going to do tonight, is call tonight, I'm going to go in there and I will tell you what you're missing. You already know it as it pertains to the state, because the NCHSA updates state clinic and it updates the National Federation exam. I do the local clinics, all officials clinic, reading, the scrimmages, and the concussion course. I can do that. All right. So again, but they get to see that. He can, if I'm using someone that's not doesn't meet the criteria, they'll know that. And that's it. And that's why, that's like Big Brother. They're making sure, hey, everybody I'm using is eligible to do. You have to be registered, you have, of course, to be even get on there. Again, I'm going to update that on a regular basis, because I say next week, as early as next week, a test closes on the 24th. The NCHSA state rules goes on the 24th. But I want to put the assignments out. Really, I want to put some out really tonight. Get all this stuff started, because again, I want to give you as much leeway. I'm gonna do it 2 weeks out. But in saying that, I still cannot use ineligible folks. I mean, if I give you a scrimmage, you accept the scrimmage, I'm going to do it every night. Because right now we got scrimmages on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday this week and on Saturday. And then, like I say, really that's the last. There might be a scrimmage or two next week, because some of these schools that are in the playoffs, they got both their teams playing in the playoffs. They may move their season, reschedule some games, and because they want their student body to be there at their games, so that may change. But again, so if you get a game, I mean, I'm counting on you. Can everybody see that screen now? Can everybody see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. As you see those names, this is our roster. Some of these, hey, Keith Bell, I mean, they got all the names here. As I scroll down, you'll see Darryl Buck. So again, and then when you go over his name, they'll put their last modified it to by who? Harold Danes on the 6th. I mean, that's when he went to, I put him in for getting the local clinic. Hey, scrimmage, I did that today. He accepted the scrimmage today. And see this concussion course. You notice it says last modified by Bill Henderson on something. Because you're a multi-sport official. He did this back in July when he did volleyball. You come over there, you'll see that 221, which is today. That's marked. They updated. He must have did it over the weekend. He did the state rules clinic, and if I go over further, they'll have his test. But all these people are no problem being in red now. Evidence. I mean, I just did his state clinic on the 20th.
So he can hear me now if I talk to him.
Once I did that, I don't have to look. I know he's passed the test. And there's Stephon Graham, Rhonda Groves. You see that, Gregory High. Now, some of these now I got to talk to Melissa about this. I say that if you work in another association, and I go over here and I'm just using Greg for example. I went over there and to see, because he didn't work their scrimmage on this. I had him on a scrimmage at West Bladen, did not work it. And I went over here, you notice he was given credit by another assignment. And that's in January. I don't know how he did that. So I'm going to go back there, guys, to keep everything honest. So that's how it works. Steve Honrine, he was at Cape Fear, and I did this on Sunday. All right, because he was on there, Steve Horn, Jeff Ingram. But once you become in black, I mean, that's like say a foul ball. Hey, it's a foul ball forever. So when you there, all I got to do is focus in John Owens, Roger Palmer. All I need to do then is that I don't look at you no more on this particular screen. I go right to the sign-in piece. This is the registration, but this is what the NCHSA does. And like I say, you see a lot of, if I don't have no check marks here, the state rules clinic, I can't use you. I mean, I can't really assign you the NCHSA softball games. Right? Chris Williams, Roger Williams, Kevin Williamson, Billy Well Brock, all these, if you want your name something black, you get to go. All right. So some of you got to, and again, if you look at that state rules clinic today, they probably won't update it to Thursday, which is good. So that is the 24th. That's when I'll look at this again. I'll look at it every day. Once, like I say, Randy Richard, Greg Rooks, once you do this piece, hey, we're good to go. That's how I can tell how many. These are the people that's all registered. Everybody here on Dragonfly. I can put you on the Arbiter without being on Dragonfly, but you won't be. These are only. This is what the NCHSA uses for the people that sign up for softball. All right, you're going there. If something you see this like background check, this in progress is in progress. As long as you've completed all the things you need to do, and the test. Now the test is due, like I say, close out on midnight. It's enough versions of the test going around. When I say not with answers, without answers, you got enough time. You can pause it. You can do those things. Let's not get to the, because they're not going to tell me, hey, when it's open on the 7th, that something happened on the night of the 24th. We have games. We have basketball games on 24th. We have scrimmages on 24th. Hey, again, if you ask some questions, ask someone. I mean, 2 officials got together today. One guy serving as someone else's mentor just to help them out. Remember, we all need as a team. And some people, if it ran into problems when the last 5 questions, we had to go look at a video. But again, if you need some help, okay, it's a lot of sources you can use. Again, I hope on the 24th that I have everybody eligible. So on that Friday, I can go out 2 weeks. I can go ahead and sign all the games that I have, and we'll be ready to start. I mean, the season. The 26th is, we go out and do our scrimmages, and there's no issue. Now, what I'll do is that I'll go and I'm gonna ask the NCHSA office where they leave the state clinic rules up. I mean, can't control the National Federation of Testing, but I'm gonna ask that they leave this up because there's gonna be some people that come in late for different reasons. And when they come in, I still want them to be able to see the points of emphasis and see those different the state rules and those things, whether they give them credit or not. Right now, for postseason, it's
Hey,
80
Harold.
above. Yes,
If that's what you want, I'll go ahead and make it where we will have it.
we will have.
The state rules clinic.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yes. Sure. You just, yeah. I'm gonna take that down. That way, because I did the same thing with basketball. Just because they took it down, I still want people to know the information.
Yes, I'll make sure we have that.
Okay.
I haven't found the state rules clinic anywhere.
I have put in the chat a link that will take you directly to it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So again, when we get that done, I mean, I feel confident. Like I say, if I look at these names. Sometimes if I look at some of these names in here, I mean, this is when I saw this James Harden. I didn't think the beard was. I know he got traded from the Nets to the Sixers, but there's a DAR in. Some people going in and like I say and select the wrong association. I had to add some people, like I did today from John Clark. John is a basketball official, but he says he's going to do softball. He's on my basketball roster, so I got him in today, and I say he's on the call right now tonight. And some guys have told me that they're not going to do it. So again, I'm getting the actual count, but as we talked earlier before the meeting, and you should be able, now that we're playing middle school this year, you should be able to work as much as you want. Some of you want to work every day. That's good, and some and there's some conferences. Now I get that. I want to be able to share everything. By this Saturday, I hope you have everything. So look, these are the conferences. These schedules are playing double headers. These are not. I believe in getting you all the information out there. I want you to be available when you see the master calendar out public. When I broadcast and put on the master calendar, I want you to know when the majority of games are. It's not that I need you to work. Your calendar. We went over that over the class, and I'll have John address that. He did it for baseball last night, but we had it last week. You tell me when you want to work, and then you see the calendar. This is going to be this season because the way it is. You should be able to work as much as you want to. Now, the basic requirements. I want to say that the rules clinic closes on the 24th. That's updated by the state. The National Federation exam closes on the 24th. Those two things operated by the state office. So again, I don't know when you do that, what they've done. I mean, if you did baseball, state rules clinic, you got an email. If you did the softball, you didn't get one, but they got credit. You got credit. So what I do, I call, and I will be talking to the state office every day this week to make sure, because I want every official to be eligible to do not only the regular season, but postseason. Right? I update the concussion course, the scrimmages, the local clinics, the all officials meeting. Right? So if you don't get credit for one of those, that's that's me. Okay, I'll do that. So that's those two things. Now the other things are, and I'll update you. I mean, I just got one from the SSOA about those individuals who registered for this year's school year, July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022. Now, people gave me the $20 on Saturday to pay the association fee. And I will turn those fees in on Wednesday. However, you still have to go in and register online. And you say pay by cash a check. Hey, you get credit for paying, but you're still gonna get notified, and that's gonna have, I have Errol Daniels as paid, but it's not registered. So it's not just, they go together. So if you wrote me a check for $20 or gave me $20, when I put your name in the system, when I give it over to the membership person, they put it on the system. If they don't have a registration form in there, it's still gonna come up as being, you've not met the requirement. And that's all it is, going in there, putting your name, email address, and sports that you do. That's pretty much it. Right? Now, so the registrations are the NCHSA registration. You're not gonna show up on Dragonfly. What I'm gonna do on Wednesday is I'm gonna marry up my arbiter with the Dragonfly. You should be on both rosters. If you're registered, I'm gonna put you, it's easy for me to do. You're gonna get sent an invite, like I did John Clark today, Jonathan Carter, a couple of people had registered, and I just add them in, but I still had to send them an invite to the arbiter, and then you would just begin to get all the emails and everything else. And the last thing is the signing fee. I will send out tomorrow about email address. I mean, the email address you're gonna do, one of Cash App or whatever you do, PayPal, and the address for the mailing address to send. The fee is $70. Again, if you have an issue, can't pay it, hey, you just gotta talk. Now, I don't run a daycare. I don't want adult daycare. I'm not gonna run you down. Again, that's the honor system. Some people have already paid, some have paid in basketball season. A lot of different ways you can do it. We got private schools, there's a way you can do that. But look, once you get all the administrative things done, like I say, I would like to close out all the administrative stuff on Friday. I was like, say, test close on Thursday night, as does the state clinic. It'd be great if everything's done, on Friday and Saturday, I can go out 2 weeks. I can even go out further. But I know it's gonna be some changes, not because it's weather. I mean, but some schools, one school sent me a change in their schedule, they ain't submit the schedule yet. I mean, we got different people doing different things. So anybody have a question on administrative things? State rules clinic, state exam, National Federation exam, concussion course.
Hey, I have a question, Earl.
Yes, sir.
Hey, on that concussion course.
Yes, sir.
We have to send you that, or can you see it once we've done it?
Right, I can know if you have sent, but now, Russell, you did it in football.
No, but I turned around and did it the last time because you were talking about it on the Zoom meeting. I said, I'll do it just in case. So I did it again.
Yeah, if you did it again, just send it, because if you did it, just send it to me, because that way I'll put it in there. I put that date in there.
Okay.
Hey, thanks a lot, Roscoe, for asking that. Again, because there was multi-sports in there. And when I looked through there, because again, what happened this time is that I'm glad Roscoe brought it up, because we know what happened in football. When I got on the 2 August, some of that stuff was already done by Neil. I didn't go back and look at Dragonfly. Everybody else was eligible. I did the ones that came in. So if you did a small part, like you notice when I looked at Greg Highs, someone else's, when I did Daryl Buck, they had Bill Henderson. So like if I probably got Rhonda Groves or Thomas Weaver, they probably did, Bill Henderson did that. But if it's checked, I don't even look at it. So if you've done it recently, some people did in November, some people just do it. It's good to do it. Right now, we're going to have to do it in North Carolina every year. But the key thing was by May 6th of 2021, you have to have it to make it current. And like I say, now I go over there, Mr. Hanna, new official, he got his the other day, sent it in. I went and updated the same day. Because it makes it easier for me when I go in and update it. Now, anybody got any other question on the administrative thing? Don, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, let me tell you about like this meeting and most of the meetings we're gonna have. Now, Don, when you tell me about Ed Puzzle, tell them how that's gonna work as far as like the individuals right now. We have 46 people on the meeting right now. And we have about 40 people. I mean, they're not here based on. So what happens if everybody signed up for that Ed Puzzle? How does that work for the officials?
All right. So Ed Puzzle is the software, if you're a basketball official, that we used where you can make up clinics. One of the things that we had was people didn't know which clinic they had missed or how many clinics they had gone to. So what we are trying to do is make it a little easier for everybody in softball. Is if I can get everybody to join the class, all right, then it will send you a link. It will say you have an assignment. All right, that assignment will be the missed clinic that you have. If you don't have any assignments, that means you've been to all the clinics. And so these makeup clinics are available to you at any time. You will click on the clinic and it will start the video that we are recording right now. And I'm just to go ahead and end this out is the goal is not for you to make up every clinic. Mr. Daniels would like to prioritize you being on the actual Zoom meeting live because you get to have feedback and you get to ask questions. Whereas the makeup clinic, you are just watching, you are non-participatory. But we are offering the makeup clinics for you. You have to watch the video. If you click off of the video, it's going to stop playing. Also, every few minutes, it's going to ask you a question about the material you saw. You will have to answer that question. All right. If you, at the end of the video, have answered 80% or higher, it will give you credit for that clinic. If you answer below 80%, it will erase it and say you never took that clinic. It'll be just like you never did it. And the 80% number came from that's what you got to make on the state test. That's what you got to make on the state test. So I put the link into it right now. And this is one of the questions I've gotten when trying to help people through it is they're saying nothing's showing up when you get in there. That is correct. We are trying to get everybody we can in there before I make the first pass of assignments. I will make the first pass of assignments, and that will be for the all officials clinic and this clinic right here this week. And it will show up if, for example, if JC Thomas, just because I just happened to see your name on Ed Puzzle, if JC Thomas missed the all officials clinic, he will get an assignment in Ed Puzzle that will tell him to do the all officials clinic. Whenever you get that clinic done, it's going to send me an email, and within 24 to 48 hours, Mr. Daniel has it on the system where he can look it up. That's really important for that all officials clinic because he really needs you to get that made up. So that's how that system works. If you have questions, let me know. I will say we're doing pretty good. Last I looked, we have 43 participants already signed up. And so that is where we stand.
How do you sign up?
The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Mr. Daniels sent that link out and instructions a couple weeks ago via email. But basically, all you have to do is take that link. You're going to click on it. And then if you have a Google or a Hotmail account, you can just pop in with that. If not, then you can create an account for yourself. You don't have to enter a certain email or anything like that.
Well, John, if I may, hey, William Trevette, that's been when you first sign up. I will make sure I send that email. I will send it back to you because some of you guys came in after I just sent it out. I see you looking over there very attentively. I'll get that to you. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like people to attend this, because again, when I had some people join today that I sent emails out to, invited them to the Albany group. And again, all these administrative things. Rhonda Groves, our Distinguished Service Award winner, she's helping another official. Steve Holm helping people with the test. Again, we operate like a team. Like I say, if you're not getting something, just ask one another, send me an email, send John an email, or send one of your other officials an email, and we're gonna get you the information. All right, but William, I know you and a couple other people I need to send that to. So now I'll do that either late tonight or first thing tomorrow.
Hey,
Any other
Harold,
questions? Yes,
here, I can just show real quick
okay, go ahead.
that maybe that'll help. I had to go to another place to do it. All right, so
Are we in the arbiter?
this is not in the arbiter. This is a outside source. So the link that's in, excuse me, the link that's in the Zoom chat, I got to get back to the Zoom chat where I can pull the link. The link, you will click on that link and it will take you to Ed Puzzle's home website.
Puzzle.com.
And if you have already done this for basketball, it's just going to ask you what the class code is. And that's that HEMEPOS. So you come in, it's going to ask you, this is where we talked about if you have a Google account, you can sign in with Google. If you have a Microsoft account, you can sign up with a Microsoft account. If not, you can create a login all on your own. I'm going to sign in with a Google account. Of course, it's going to ask me for that. So once you sign in, I didn't think, sorry guys, I forgot I have 2 steps on my Google account. It's going to pull up the groups you are in. This is what you, if you got this, you are 100% correct right now. That means you are completely logged in. You see what groups, what classes you're in. The code is over here on the side. There's no assignments because I haven't sent anything yet. And as long as you attend every Zoom meeting, you're not going to have an assignment because you don't need to make up a clinic. Once you have made up a clinic under completed, it will show you that you have completed 1 clinic. So the only way you're going to see anything on this assignment page is if you've missed a clinic, and that will come within 1 week of you missing that clinic. Any questions?
Thank you, John. The COVID protocols. Right now, I mean, if everybody, I mean, for most counties, surrounding counties, they are loosening some of the restrictions and all the things on the COVID, the mask mandates and stuff like that, as we also are heading outside. Well, that's a good thing. So again, but by Friday, hopefully we'll have finalized before, and I'll send that out to you, what we have. And again, it's going to be within each LEA, which that means each area going to have, I mean, the counties, Moore County does theirs, Hope County, Scotland, Richmond, Cumberland County, Columbus, Bladen County, they all have their own. So whatever but right now, it's, I mean, as things are loosening up and they're on the field, they don't have a mask mandate anywhere as far as being outdoors. But I'll finalize that, and that's what it's pretty much going by. But again, it's getting better. This, you know, I don't ask you, you don't have to tell whether you've been vaccinated, boosted, and anything like that. Look, in basketball, because indoors and what we was going through when the variant came, several officials either were in quarantine or actually had COVID. Again, in the 2-person thing here, I would, hey, just look out for one another. You don't have to call on the phone, coughing and all that. If you can't go, if you're sick, if you got tested, and I need to replace you, I'm gonna replace you. Your people, you've heard the thing, hey, your health, that is your wealth. And you need to be fit to do the job. I mean, that's what I've told the athletic directors. Hope they pass down to the coaches. So I'm gonna set an official who's gonna be fit, well trained, and competent. And not two of the three, not one of the three. Both will be that. So don't, make me out of a liar. Don't make it something false. So if you're not well enough to do the job, because the only time, I mean, I'm gonna replace you from the field. So once you get there, if you get sick, you get injured. Okay. If you get tested, if you've been exposed, I've had someone at halftime of a basketball game got a call from his son. I mean, that his son had COVID and he left the game because he still had, again, he lives with him and stuff like that. So things like that are going to happen. Again, on the COVID protocols, whatever they are, I will put it out. And as I say, when you're in that particular school district, we're going to do what they require. So always have your mask with you as you go to school. I mean, you'll see about in pre-games and stuff like that. Not you get 6 foot, you put them in each box. Batter's box, you and your partner across from each other. And we're going to go through the plate conference. But right now, that's not an issue. And also, I was asked the question, are we going to handle the softballs? Last year, they were throwing them in from the dugout. We weren't handling it. This year, that's not an issue. So still take your hand sanitizer and do those, and protect yourself. But we are handling the softballs this year. And like I say, as more things come out about the protocols, COVID, I'll pass that on to you. I told you about the schedules. They still incoming. I'll hopefully have it all publicized tomorrow. For your knowledge, the schedules are due January the 15th. I know it's right now it's February 21st. That's the way it is. But, we want to work. So whenever they put them in, we're gonna put those in, and I'm gonna sign officials. Before I get to what happened on some of the scrimmages, and some of you, the ones that was Grays Creek, also was at West Bladen. Those UICs or anybody there, I'll give you the opportunity to kind of voice in and sort some particular plays or something you want to share. But just first of all, one of the points is the buckets. They can't have buckets outside the dugout. Okay, and I showed it in that magazine and the preseason guide I shared it with both Roger Palmer and Willie Bear Brock. They briefed the crews on about that. They did very well the other day. Because once the umpire went and instructed them about no buckets, they had to be in the dugout. I know it's not always good for them to give the pitchers the signals, a catcher, where she can pass it on to the pitcher. Again, safety is paramount. They want to extend the dugout. We know that's haven't changed. It's on the backside, away from home plate. All right, just like on the first base line. But anyway, some of the places that got a fence in front, sometimes it can be difficult. They need to just work it out. All right, but you can't. That's it. There's no level at high school, which is JV and varsity, and the middle school. No buckets allowed. They talk about the uniform. The attire that a coach's attire. Now I'll put this out. That's one thing we need to get all the things they got points of emphasis. Need to hit that up the first week. We're gonna get started with that. Now, one thing people say about the private school, they operate within the same national federation, right? So some things come out, and if you have a problem, someone don't, it's not about you, where we don't umpire, mistake people, we're the drill sergeant, we're the last say. But there's an issue, they can have their athletic director take it up with the regional supervisor. Again, if a coach doesn't know who I am, that's no problem. They shouldn't be out there asking, and I'll tell everybody here, when they ask you what's your name, before you go to the game, they know who's coming. They can ask their athletic director. So we're not gonna go that intimidation thing where, okay, and I'm gonna talk to Errol about, you look at that lineup card, you don't see an Errol on that card. They call that name. Look at Coach That's their warning. Okay, not, and I want you to say that's your first warning, because when you say that's the first warning, people think you got a second one coming. You don't know. You got a warning, then you restrict it, and you know what's coming next. I see a lot of y'all on the call. Y'all have no problem knowing what the last, thing is. Again, we're not going to go through that. Again, like I say, you do it in basketball, do it in other sports. Well, they start asking you, "Wait, what's your name?" You have to player introductions. You introduce yourself. At any time, they can ask the AD. It's on the order. I mean, we're not going to. We got some situations. We got some umpires. I mean, not umpires. There's some coaches that say a lot of things. But that's one of the other points of emphasis this year is the running lane interference. I talk about that running lane. I mean, that's I've witnessed. I've been in games, been in the game. Some of y'all did an excellent job about that, and then you got a little clarification about that. And we're gonna go over that when you're at your scrimmage. At your scrimmage, if UIC, the umpire in chief, is not ensure you bring that up. All right, we're gonna talk about that. We're talking about assisting the runner. What's considered assisting the runner? This year they got. We talked about damaged bat and what the penalty is. Difference in a damaged bat and an illegal bat. Sometimes the bat become damaged during the course of the game, and what the rules are. These are some things I went over with the ADs. Hopefully they pass it down to the coaches. What I'll do is that same things I talked to the ADs at the AD meeting, I will send it to you. What they're gonna do is, sometimes we got a lot of rules, but then we got the application. They will say at the AD meeting, let's say Harold said this, and okay, well, again, you're on the field, you know what the rules are. They misinterpreted what I said. Okay, well, guess what? You don't have to say it like I'm saying it to you. But guess what? Harold's not here. This is what it is right now during the game. Right now, like I said earlier, we already had an ejection during the baseball game. During the scrimmage, if there's an ejection, the person is ejected that day. And some of the scrimmages like what we had the other day at Cape Fear and was scheduled at Grays Creek and at West Bladen, where they had several teams. Someone at the 9:30 scrimmage, 10 o'clock scrimmage, they ejected just for that day. All right, it doesn't carry over and everything like that. And we got so many tools in your toolbox. Hopefully we don't get to that. A lot of jury, a lot of things I did the other day, but I think the umpires there did a good job supporting with one another and seeing how we're going to handle this. Again, we're out there, they're learning, we're learning. So again, we can always, that should be as a last resort, all right? But we're not going to let people play not safe. We got to keep the game, playing with ear. I mean, they got nose rings and the top of the ear, 3 or 4. Again, and we asked at the big meeting, are your players legal and properly equipped? That's up to the coach. You see a violation, this is sure. Sometimes you may have to say, look, you understand what that means. Because the only answer we're going to accept is yes. Are they legal and properly equipped? I think so. They should be. Maybe we're not going to proceed until the answer is yes. So that's their responsibility to make sure that happens. The distracting items on the hand, something like that. We're gonna go over those things. And one of the things that was talked about the other day in the point, pitchers in the sign out. Actually had an umpire called a legal pitch. Like some of those players are in their midseason form, and some of the umpires are in their midseason form. Again, when you call a legal pitch during the scrimmage, hopefully you get and just let them know. Because not out there just calling it, because again, like I say, it's that case, of course, I look at it like most things. The call, not tell the coaches, not tell the AD when they call and say things. Some things are judgment. Look at the call is either correct or incorrect. But some of the correct calls, and I got Thomas Weaver on the call. I mean, he's learned that from him. That don't mean it's a quality call. You can be right, but the game sometimes don't need it. I see Rhonda smiling because she got the same class from Tom Weaver I got when I started off. Look at it. Oh yeah, you can be right, Harold. Then hey, now Tom, I don't want to talk about him, but he's the first distinguished service award winner that we had since I became the supervisor. Some of these sage veterans will tell you, we're not just trying to get the game over, not just on no time, we're trying to get out. Again, you at the game, if your game needs a legal pitch call. People's complaining about it, but again, during the scrimmage, help them, let them know. And when you come off the field, when you come to other umpires, let them know. I call a legal pitch and tell them why. Okay, because again, that's not, this is like I say, should be twofold. I mean, some keep the scores and scrimmages may not. But for the most part, we out there learning. And that's why I like to see when you start the scrimmage, everybody goes in that session, go down to the plate. Some people, like I say, we have actually a varsity game tomorrow. I mean, so I'm putting veteran officials out there, so they're gonna have to have a plate meeting, gonna have to do all those things. And it's a private school. We have, like I say, public school, middle school playing this week. So again, we're gonna be in mid-season form. They're not gonna give us, hey, we don't care. They don't care if it's your first year, your 20th year. So again, so when we had that plate meeting, I want the veteran officials to do that plate meeting and kind of let the others know show them what right looks like. Most of us are visual learners, and that helps us out a lot. And when they see it, okay, and after hey, these are things. You got introductions, you get the lineup cards, hey, to do the ground rules and everything else. You tell them how they, and those type of things. Again, so it's easy to put somebody there again, because everybody, remember now, we got double headers. I don't want to. And I'm really saying I will not. I haven't yet. That's why I feel like I need to send a person to do a JV game and then can't do the varsity game. If I send two people out, I want them to do one person do the play in the first game, they sit in the second. And if it's either you get to a point where I can't do that, that means one or two things. We both have failed, but either we fail because you can't learn, or your fellow officials can't teach. I think I got too many good umpires today that we got to do it where you can't do that. So for the scrimmages, I'm gonna talk about the middle schools now because we got middle school games this week. I'm gonna see if I can bring this back up and go over. This is from 2 years ago. I mean, and I don't know how big it is on your screen. If I need to make it larger, the Cumberland County middle schools. And again, I may update this by Friday. All right, because we're gonna have our meeting, I think, on Thursday. This is what the Cumberland County is. The pitch and rubber should be 43 feet, no metal spikes. All pitchers must wear a face mask. Now that's Cumberland County. See, again, I'm gonna see this in writing, all right, just like it is here. Don't go to Sampson County, don't go to Hope County. Then again, your partner's there. Y'all can go take this with you, put it in your travel bag and stuff like that, knowing when you go into a middle school game, they're right there. Mercy rule, 15 runs after 3 innings, 10 runs after 5. That means 15 after 3, 10 after 5. That doesn't mean, I mean, it's gonna be some, hey, you're gonna be out there because there's some teams, we got a sportsmanship. One thing about the luxury of softball, we have someone gonna look back, step off the base, to get them out. But you don't need to encourage them to do that. Again, but again, it's there. And if they ask you, hey, you just kind of help them out, those veterans there. As we start off initially, I will have the newer officials. I mean, some of you are just new to the team, you're not new to the game. Those new officials to the association, and even they new to sports, you will be with a veteran person. They will tell you, hey, they will coach you, whether it's in between innings, prior to the game, and have a post game. This is the key thing here, 2-hour time limit. It's in Cumberland County. finish the inning, and this the only place that I've provided umpires for. The next 5 game can end in a tie. Middle school, Cumberland County, softball. Now, we have a new Cumberland County AD. And this is Vernon Aldridge. And this is hey, we went over that. Now, I will have to get with David Culper. Like I say, I know it's going to be may change, some things may change. You know, new coaches, they may not like that. But again, game can end in tie. In Cumberland County, throughout time to finish the inning. So we get 2 hours, wherever we are, we're gonna finish that inning. So and when does the inning start? Is that the next half inning, when that last out is completed. Now, I don't need you. I mean, the veteran umpires, they know how to do the game management. I don't need, you don't care about the plate. And when you get down to the last 5-10 minutes, you're gonna clean the plate off after every pitch. You think they know what's happening, all right? Just look, see, Chris, hey, we know, we got, look, the younger officials, new officials, hey, they'll tell you about getting the rhythm. You shouldn't be obvious, all right, at the end. When you go up there, the last batter. But again, you'll learn that as time goes on. But game is 7 innings. 7 innings. I mean, the home team is what? Behind, but the score's tied. Hey, you can play the bottom. But hey, when the home team is winning, you're gonna be 6.5 innings. Right? This is one of the things of contention I will have to ask about. Coaches in the coaches box must wear a helmet. Now, this was the rule when I did this, but you'll notice when I get down to one of these school systems, even though that was a rule, they just circumvent it. Now, one thing I would tell you about middle schools are not covered by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association or by National Federation. This is DPI, Department of Instruction, and those middle schools. I thought I got William Trevette on there. I think he works at Carver. You got people that work in the middle school system. That's DPI covers middle school. The Southeastern Middle School Conference, Anson County, Hope County, Richmond County, and Scotland counties. First thing I highlighted up there is what? No mandatory coach's helmet. Now I'll find out what it is. 43-foot mound, 60-foot bases, same as metal spikes, all legal. Pitchers must wear a face guard. 2 count, that's 2 different. Southeastern Conference and Cumberland County as 15 after 3, 10 after 5. 7 innings. This is what a lot of people don't like. No time limit. Hey, that's just regular softball. Know when you go. Worst thing to do is go out there and, 2 hours, when they finish the inning, and you walk up the field. And then, they play. So know it before you get out there. All right. And I know we got 4 umpires that's working on Thursday, Sampson County and Clinton City Middle School. So some of them, they 2 different things. Coaches in the coaches box must wear helmet, 43-foot pitching distance, 60-foot bases, all pitches. So the pitching distance, the base paths, and everybody must wear all pitchers. Not the shortstop, not the first baseman, but the pitcher must wear a face mask, face protection. 15 after 3, 10 after 5. So it's pretty, all the middle schools that I provide a umpires for is 15 after 3, 10 after 5. 7 innings. Notice the difference. 2-hour time limit, finish the inning, play until we get a winner. For international tiebreaker, 2-hour time limit, find everything else, finish the inning, play until we get a winner. Now I'll put this out. The only thing we got to work about this week is Sampson County and City Middle Schools. So Willie, Anthony Manuel, those in Randy Richard, they were those guys that have games at Sampson County this week. I'll ensure that I go over this. I'm gonna send this out to everybody. Once I talk to Gary Brigman over in Hope County, and I'll talk to Mr. David Colbert here in Cumberland County. Let them review it. I'll make appropriate changes. We know the distances, and that one thing is that mandatory the coach's helmet, because I highlight that because that's a safety issue. And they're quick to tell you, we got to be adults You got to be there. I mean, if it's a kid there, they know they got to have a helmet. And we're going to talk about, I'll also ask about the coach's attire. Can't be no blue jeans, can't be that. I have school colors out, send that out as well. Again, someone comes to the plate meeting at a scrimmage, you can just make them aware this year about the coach's attire. You don't have to give them facts, but hey, it is a rule change, and they can come to the meeting, but what we're gonna do is that if you're not dressed appropriately, go in, they'll be restricted. You're gonna be in the rain and dugout. One time we can do is when they changes, they can't coach it on the basis. Anybody got any questions about the middle school rules? Like I said, I'll get that out to you. I'll get it updated prior to you. I definitely will have that. Like I say, we do have games this week in Sampson County, and they don't. And one thing about the middle schools, they don't have scrimmages. We go out there. I mean, it's game time for them. Anybody on the middle school rules? Let's see. I'm gonna try to keep this on. There, I already got somebody basketball trying to sign up. Up to the call. We know last year they had a big thing. I mean, it came out of, and I guess it was in national news and everything. It's in National Federation. They talked about the umpires and everything else because the young lady had beads, in her hair and braids. And there's a lot of things went on about that. So that did change this year. But again, the umpires did the exact correct thing. I mean, we don't make the rules; we just enforce the rules. It's not. I mean, that's a safety issue. But this year, I've seen an article that talks about bobby pins and different things. I mean, it's not like basketball and other sports, wrestling, doing different things. But again, sometimes it may be what people consider a bad rule on some things, but the rules are the rules. We don't get to pick and choose, what we're going to do, what we're not. I mean, so again, if there's something questionable, hey, have no problem, hey, but again, by rule, that's one thing we're gonna say, our rule, we don't officiate the rule book, and we can't just arbitrarily say we're gonna discard this particular rule that pertains to this when we know what it is. But I mean, that's why every sports season, they kind of see your questionnaire out there and do different things. You make rule recommendations, change some of that about the beads in the hair and stuff like that. That's just, again, don't ever feel like, hey, you get there and somebody telling something, just know the rules. It's an article we'll talk about. I just got something from Mark Roberts about the DP Flex. We got also in this preseason guide that talks about the look back rule, courtesy runner, and the fan ejection. I'll talk about this for just a second. Some of those who do basketball, we had a situation where spectator conducted an unsporting act, resulted in technical foul, and it actually had happened at the end of the game, and one team, they not benefited, they came back and won. People thought about that, but the officials should not have done that. What we do in the game. I mean, we had a game last year in softball where the runner was caught between third and home and ran, and of course the home plate umpire ordered that person obstruction, and whether the winning run came in, people get excited. Again, judgment. That's tough. It's catch that obstruction. We're gonna talk about obstruction, using the proper signals. And those things, again, how can you make that call? Because that's what we do. It takes courage to do what we do. And everybody don't have to. When they get to the game, hey, nobody wants you to put the bat on the ball more when it's a 3-2 count, it's loaded throughout. You can leave it up to the umpire. Some of y'all can't wait. You already get in your emotion. You can bring them up. People just there's not, but again, hey, this is not, everybody can't umpire. All right. So again, things going to happen in the game. Like I say, our job, me and all the fellow umpires, is to get you confidence, give you opportunities. And when you do it, I mean, again, and one of the things we're having, not so much probably this past Saturday. But I mean, I can see it going. We did have a couple of situations where someone's sharing some information with you. You're gonna get a lot of different things, different people, because we all have different personalities. But the rules are the rules. We have an interpretation that, hey, hey, you send it to me. There's an issue. It's the way I want the game to be called. It's a game I want you to conduct. We're gonna cut all out communication, players, spectators, coaches, fellow each other. It's gonna be with dignity and respect. Now have more of that. It's not really how you conduct yourself on the field. I mean, your calls. But if you treat someone when in their manner, their perspective, they think they've been disrespected, that bothers them more than anything else. All right. On my AD meeting, they asked about walk-offs. You go to the school, and they think you don't do a good job. For some reason, they don't want you. I don't really get into the walk-offs because once we start that, if I allow the schools to mark officials off, I think I have an obligation to let you mark schools off. So that's interferes with me trying to do my job. Okay, but if you have a conflict of interest, I said on the all officials, if you have a conflict of interest, spouse, kids, go to that school. I don't just participate in that sport, but go to that school, work at the school, something like that. Just let me know. I will go. You can't go in there and block. If you want to block a partner, yeah, I mean, just don't wait and see what you got. And then every time you come up with an excuse, I'll be able to figure that out. All right. But sometimes it doesn't work. Best situation is when both. And I don't want to work with you and you don't want to work with me. I can do that. But when you go work a game, then you come back and say, I never want to work with that person. You don't tell them. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I mean, all you got to, in softball and baseball, I mean, hey, let's see, you out in short right field. I'm behind the plate. I mean, hopefully we don't have to get together. We see each other pregame. We see somebody at the end of the game. But again, if that's the case, hey, I'd rather don't be that person that, hey, people can't get. I mean, there's a reason why nobody want to work with you. All right, so I'm gonna have to address that. Fan ejection. Look, we don't eject fans. If we're gonna give it to the home administration, they will remove a fan. But again, we got different tolerance levels, but at the same time, hey, that fan, everybody not there to listen to them. They're not there to see us and everything. People will say that. I'm good with that. But guess what? You're not gonna go there and just sit behind the fence and just berate me or just constantly make comments. We're not gonna hear that. So we're gonna just say, go down, we're gonna get home administration. We're going to kind of go over that procedure. What I would like for the city to do. I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, some people we want to warn, restrict, remove. Some people can go straight to the remove point. According to what happens. I would like to kind of do it strictly, but we're not going to have someone sit behind and just constantly, you make a decision on every pitch. Every pitch that they don't swing it, you got to make a decision. Did they hit them? Did they do this? Was equipment they had. We got now these things on it where they got the belt. This play calls now on their waist. On this, we got a lot of things that we probably need to talk about over the next few weeks as the season progresses, and as we come in and do that. And that removing spectators, fans, we're going to do that. We're going to let the home management do that. Now, the last thing I'm going to uniforms. Saw some uniforms. If people come out the other day, hey, now first thing, the hats that we wear is a fitted hat. You can get different bills on it: 4-inch, 6-inch, and a plate hat. You got a combo hat, but the hats are fitted. You don't have an adjustable strap or anything on it. The hat would be navy. You can wear it with or without a logo. The logo is the NCHSAA. I don't know if I think someone talked to Gear Ref. They was behind in the orders. I don't know if certain sizes or just all of them. But if one person wears a hat without a logo, we both got a logo. Okay. All the time people behind the plate, they would tell you, okay, you got a double header. We're going to go without. Then they get in the field, they want to wear it. Okay, now we're going to logo. No, it don't work like that. This, again, hey, both gonna be in the same uniform. All right, you get down to, I'll come back to the shirt. The belt is the 1.5, 1 3/4 black. You be add another knot, which should be the belt. I mean, if and now most of the pants, or they have this what extended belt extender and all that. The pants can be a Western cut, it can be the flat cut, I mean the front, and they somehow have, the Western cut has a pocket kind of on across diagonally, well not diagonally, but vertically across, and the Western cut is or they can have the slash cut pocket, and they can have pleated pants, or they can have, just like I say, front. They can be heather, gray, or charcoal. You wear straight pants, you wear combo pants, or base pants. If the base pants, don't put the base pants on and go behind the foot. All right, they're gonna be tight. They look like this. Your chin guards are painted on. All right. If you can buy the combo pants, or you can have, people do both. I mean, they look. But take both, because again, your partner may not, something changes, and I'll say whatever you assign to the game, if you want to change, call me, text me. Don't get to the game and say, look, hey, I don't feel good, I don't do this here, so can you go behind the plate? All right, we're not gonna switch positions. If they can switch position, we got a double header. Somebody get hurt, something like that. I don't want to come to the game and I'll sign this person behind the plate and then you out in the field. So the jacket, it can be the pullover, it can be all navy, and most of them are the zip, but I saw the zip, the long sleeve, some got half sleeves, where you take the sleeves off and have that, but it should be blue. Some got the blue, but the Carolina blue, or John's bringing up now. Okay, John, leave it on the shirt. Let's go, because this is a thing. The jacket, don't be out there cold. I mean, one person can be there, he can be in the short sleeves at the plate. The person can be in the field with a jacket. I mean, don't be out there freezing because the other person is, behind the plate, moving, got all the test and all that stuff like that. You don't have to be in the same, but you have to be in the same. You can't be running. Nobody should be in black. Nobody can be in a navy shirt and the person in there, but it's got me. If you got the same, don't be an opposite. But if somebody got a jacket on, to me, it doesn't really matter. You got a jacket in the field. All right. Because again, I don't want you to be cold. I don't want that to be that you over there, hands in the pocket about to freeze because somebody behind the plate ain't moving around. Sometimes you got the pitcher just mowing them down and you got that freezing. All right, now we get to the shirt. Now the shirt. Now, one thing that I talked to more brothers about, and he approved, is that as long as it's blue, and whether it's the new NCAA shirt, it can be navy, and that's the default uniform. You go to the field, every time you should have your navy shirt. Right? It could be powder, polo, blue, midnight navy, Carolina blue, right? They got all these different things. New NCAA shirt there. I think John said that. They say new. Second one, not this. They got the softball short sleeve. We're not gonna wear black. We're gonna wear blue. And you see the blue. And one thing about the short sleeve and long sleeve, you wear a short sleeve shirt, that's what it is. Don't wear a short sleeve shirt and a long sleeve underneath that's sticking out. Nothing should be outside. Wear a long sleeve or wear your jacket. Okay, we don't wear the little thing and have sleeves come off here, then the other sleeves out here. Shirt is a short sleeve shirt. That's what you got. All right. Now you see the different ones. You're gonna see something in there called body flex. I mean, body flex mean probably what they mean. You fit. That's a slim line. Now, some people here, we've had this COVID for a couple of years. Some people still got that quarantine weight on, right? Some of you, the pants have not really gotten smaller. Trust me. All right. You that little extender on the side of them, hey, you need to go ahead and extend that. All right. Don't be out there, you can't breathe, and And you should look like you got your protective gear underneath. Not like, hey, you got, oh no, you haven't even put it on yet. All right. So the shirts normally, those that buy shirts, if you got a medium shirt, a large shirt, they kind of get like a size where for your protective gear underneath. But don't want to make sure your stuff fit. Don't be afraid to return it. You don't want nothing looks worse than you're going to add uniform. Don't look. Now, I saw some of that this weekend. I mean, they used to talk about, hey, the pants. I've never heard. I didn't never really notice because I don't have a scrimmage uniform. Some of y'all told me that you had a scrimmage uniform. I don't know what a scrimmage uniform looked like. I guess it looks like it's all wrinkled, not washed. So don't wear your scrimmage uniform no more. All right, wear that in your yard to cut the grass, pick up pine cones, or do something like that. The uniform, you see that different. They got the fit for women, and they got a fit body flex for those that are in shape. You see, that's what I said. If you look in the third, John, go back, go down, go there, right there, go back. As they say, the ones where it says new, if you go over to the right, you'll see what they said. Spin a long sleeve, body flex, umpire shirt. Body flex. You want a regular size. When you call an order, if you look online, just go through the sizing thing and make sure they'll tell you different length, sleeve length, the chest, and everything else. But you want to get a uniform that fits. We're gonna wear navy blue. We're gonna wear powder blue. We're gonna wear. You can wear either when it says new. I think that's number on that row there. Second guy in the NCAA softball short sleeve body flex men umpire shirt, bright blue. Love that. Those side panels. I think Chris Whitman showed me his the other day. Is that has some ventilation in it. Okay, when you go out there, it's easy to just look at it. It's that you must be in the same uniform. I don't want to see a powder blue with this blue. Okay, so again, now the requirement is navy. And some people you work with, that's the only shirt they're gonna bring. So don't, some people believe in style more than do substance. I'm not concerned with that. Something else on the shirt, something else on the and we were talking about accessories. We were talking about the plate, and we got a little plate card that we go over. But the uniform, again, is pressed. The pants are, they're clean. Some people want to work every day. You can't. I don't want you taking, that dirt from Mac Sabbath over to Mac Williams, going from 71st over to Jack Brett. Right, you're gonna shine. The shoes are gonna be predominant black. That's both the base shoes and the play shoes. It can have some white accent on it. It's different things. But if you got white on it, it should be white, not orange. Right? Again, people came out the other day, and some people took a lot of pride in their uniform, some didn't. Right? The first impression you make. These are the same teams. We got scrimmages on Saturday. You're gonna see the same teams on Monday. You want to look sharp every time you go out there. Shoes. Make sure they're black, omelet black, socks are navy or black, and don't wear them ankle socks. You get in your position, stuff like that. Again, wear at least the calf length socks. Your protective gear, we'll kind of go over that. Chest protectors, shin guards, protective cup, your mask. We're gonna practice for those who, everybody really, because we're gonna get out from behind the plate. You just can't stay behind the plate. Some people I'll take you're gonna have to move. We don't want to do it all the time. Trouble balls, people go out. And the plate umpire got to come back. He's gonna take the run all the way to find the bases. So you don't want to continue to do that. But on that trouble ball that goes out, you got to get out behind the plate because in softball we got all the catches. We got the foul balls down third baseline all the time. You got tag ups. All your different responsibilities. We're gonna go. I'm gonna give you some assignments that you got to do in a official's manual. But uniform. Anybody got any questions on the uniform? I'll send John. We'll send something out to it all. If you have a question on the uniform, hey, you can always take a picture. You can always tell. Look, this particular supplier, whether it's Jerry Davis, Bill Ref, Attire, Smitty's, hey, and give me the model number, whatever it is, I'll tell you what that's good.
Earl,
Yes, sir.
that sky blue, good?
It's good for what? Yes, good. You
The
better make sure
softball.
somebody, yeah, blue, not black, yes. I mean, they don't call it sky blue. It's midnight navy, bright blue. Bright blue and midnight navy. I read them all now. I got all these combinations. So I'm gonna put it out there because again, it's good to see the picture. Chris, like I said, when you showed it to me, right? I'll see it. But we're gonna have that. So when someone goes out and buy it, right? But what I don't want is a veteran umpire say like, "Hey, you're working with me. You need to have this." No, that's the wrong answer. I mean, because some of you are like say, "Hey, we get something new. You're gonna. I know you want it. Got it." But again, that now which one you did, Chris? If you go down, which one you talking about, Don? I think Chris, you were talking about this one right there that the young lady on the new. No, yours one that. Which one is yours, Chris?
The Majestic MLB umpires. That one.
No, that's the one, Chris. That's not the one Chris had.
You're
Chris,
muted,
which one you?
Chris.
That's the one I got, Earl.
Is that the one, the
Yeah.
Majestic right here?
Yeah.
No,
The
you see, you
second.
got wait, you got sky blue with black.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's not the midnight navy with black.
No, it's not.
Okay, if you have that, Chris, I'm saying, if you have that, the partner has to have the same one to wear.
Okay.
Any other questions on the uniform? Did everybody sign in? Anybody have any questions about anything else? Because it is now 7:43. And I'm going to sign out at 7:45. Now look, I'm going to do your test, concussion course, look at the state clinic, and we'll get the scrimmages in. It's going to be more scrimmages, some added today. And I'm going to give you a status of where you are between now and Thursday. I say Thursday because that'll probably be Thursday morning. I'll try to get out to you either Wednesday night or Thursday morning. That way, you know, but hopefully test in the state clinic, those things, and like I say, we can have it, we can kind of capture, you can get that, but that's what the state does. They monitor that and they can see that. That's all I have.